Now a story that's only on Eyewitness News. For a quarter century, Massachusetts governors have promised to bring back train service from Boston to New Bedford and Fall River, but the trains still aren't running.
Now Governor Charlie Baker has a new plan and insists South Coast Rail is finally on track. Eyewitness News reporter Ted Nesi has been taking a closer look at the proposal and joins us now with what he's learned.
Governor Baker wants to do South Coast Rail in 2 phases, but the state's former transportation chief fears the current plan could turn into a billion-dollar bust.
Our administration will push hard.
Former Massachusetts Governor Bill Weld promised South Coast Rail would be running by 1996. Later, his successor Deval Patrick promised trains would start by 2016.
This train's going to run.
This year, Governor Charlie Baker, once a skeptic about South Coast Rail, made his own promise.
We're going to make commuter rail from Fall River and New Bedford to Boston a reality.
In July, Baker's administration moved ahead with Phase 1 of South Coast Rail, though the Transportation Secretary admits they still need a plan to pay the $957 million price tag.
We're promising them trains by the end of 2022.
Here's how the trip would work. In New Bedford, you'd get on the train here at what would be Wales 2 Station on Acushnet Avenue. And you'd end up here at South Station in Boston. The entire trip would take about 90 minutes.
The Middleborough route, which now is the favored route, is in effect the scenic route to Boston.
Phase 1 sends trains up to East Taunton, then detours them to hook up with the existing Middleborough-Lakeville line, which carries passengers to Boston. New Bedford Mayor John Mitchell admits it's a long trip.
I'm skeptical that there will be folks willing to make a career of it, traveling from here to there along a route that's hardly a straight line. But it's one more thing to offer folks in our region.
The current plan, I think, is too expensive for too few riders.
Former State Transportation Secretary Jim Aloisi is more critical, citing a study that shows the Middleborough route will only attract about 1,600 new commuters a day.
I support South Coast Rail. I think we need to have that connection, but I think we need to do it in the most cost-effective and efficient way possible. That's not the path we're on now.
Baker eventually wants to spend billions adding this more direct route through Stoughton, but the fear is that disappointment over Phase 1 could kill support for Phase 2.
I can almost guarantee everyone who's listening there will never be a Phase 2.
I do share the concern that it will be harder to build the Stoughton route with the passage of time, and that the state in effect is setting up this region for disappointment.
Now, Baker's team insists their plan is the only affordable one that can actually get trains running soon. But Democratic gubernatorial candidate Jay Gonzalez argues it isn't enough and says he would prioritize the Stoughton route. Ted Nesi, Eyewitness News.